All right, so everybody take a look now at 42. And when we're done, we'll go back if you have some questions, okay? Somebody came up to me after class yesterday and said they need some help on specific questions. Guys, speak up now. All right, if you're not sure about something, let me help you right now. All right? But I haven't done a problem yet, so we're on 42. 41 we said was 600. All right, but we'll go back to 41 in a few minutes. Let's just get started today. 42. It says the bar graph shows the number of votes each candidate received for class president. How many students voted in the election? All right, how many was that?
155.
So far I've got 150. What did you get? 120, 130. All right, so let's try to figure this out. All right, let's look. So Tracy got how many votes? 40.
Oh, Tracy, yeah.
Chris got how many?
45.
And Tracy or Sam looks to me like, yeah, that's what I would say. Right? So how many votes were there? 120. Add it up and see. Use your calculator. You told me the answer was 155. So how can you just tell me you added it up? I'm sitting here watching you. That's why I said get out your calculator and add it up. There were 120. All right? Now it says, which candidate received the most votes? That would be what? Chris. And then what percent of the total votes? Well, he got how many? Out of?
120.
Yeah, so let's do 45 out of 120. Do that on your calculator. Tell me what decimal that is.
37.5.
Who told me? Yeah, come on, answer my question. The decimal is 0.375, which is the same now as? Yes, 37.5%. Does anybody have any doubts about that? Colin, you good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now we're going to look at question number 42. 44, I'm sorry.
But this whole,
That's okay, what?
so you clear idea. When it says what percent of the total votes did he or she get, like when it says like what percent of the total, is that asking us to divide like the number given, like the numbers given?
That's correct. Okay, so let me double check you, make sure I heard you correctly. So did Chris, we're talking about Chris, right? So Chris received what? 45 out of what? 120. Does that make sense to you now?
Yes.
And then you just divide it out and then convert it to a percent. Agreed?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just looking. I'm just trying to be sure, like with like when it's asking the question, I just want to be sure of like the hints of what problem
You can do, right? Do you want me to, did I answer your question or should I go into more detail?
I'm just wondering. Well, like my question is like when it says like what percent of the total, like is that like that would normally be what like is asking for this problem?
Yes, yes, exactly. Now, in my opinion, the total is always in the denominator. And since we're talking about Chris, that would be in the numerator. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, let's take a look now at 44. For 44, all right, again, we're writing the equation. 19.21. What does is mean again? Equals. Now, how do I say 113%? How do I write that?
1.13.
Yes, very good. 1.13 of means to do what? And then the what number is our variable. Is everybody happy with that? All right. Now, how do you solve for n now? Hold up a second, Colin. Tell me.
We divide 19.21 with 1.13.
You're awesome. Perfect. So divide by 1.13, divide by 1.13. Now, who got that on the calculator? What is it, Julia?
17.
Exactly 17?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. 17.
Yep.
Is everybody happy with that? Good. That's what I mean. Check it for yourself. All right. Now let's take a look at 46. It says a local meteorologist estimated 4.5 inches of rainfall. The rainfall was actually 6.8 inches. All right. What was the percent of error? All right. So how far off was the estimate? How much was it? I think it was 2.3, correct? So to get 2.3, remember we did 6.8 minus 4.5. Right? Then you divide it by the what? Actual. You divide it by the actual. And that would be 6.8.
And that is
0.33823, which if we round it to the nearest, it says here now, look at the directions. Round it to the nearest percent this time. It doesn't say 10. 34%. If you wrote 33.8%, I would be fine with that. Does everybody hear me?
Oh, okay.
Is everybody okay with that? Guys?
Yeah.
Come on, big day tomorrow. All right, big day. Yes, I'm listening. You're like 2 problems behind us. Turn around and watch with me, buddy. Thank you. Will you slide over a little bit so he's trying to charge his iPad so he can squeeze into the side. Turn his chair around so I don't want him to miss anything. Sebastian, are you good now? You see it? Put 17 for number 44. All right. Really? Were you charging your iPad or something? Was it coming out? Okay. All right. I got you. Look at it carefully. It was 19.21 equals 1.13 n. You see that? Just translated it to an equation. 19. Sebastian, you look like this is the first time you've seen this. What's the matter? Do you understand the setup yet, Sebastian? Come on, man. 19.21. What does is mean? How do I write 113%? What does of mean? I don't know what you're not seeing here. That's the equation. Now what? Yeah. Come on, Sebastian. All right, everybody take a look at 48 now. It said Aaron bought a $205 smartphone, but her total was $217.30. What percent of sales tax? All right, here we go. Listen, same exact principle. All right, put a star by this one. This one's on the test. For sure. Make yourself a note. If you want to find the, this is kind of like a percent of increase. How do I find the percent of increase? What do I do? Subtract them. Yeah, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take 217.30 and minus 205. So the tax would be what? $12.30. All right? That's your tax. Now you divide it by the original price. What was the original price? 205, right? Because the 217.30 was the price with the tax, right? So you divide this by 205. And what did it come out to be?
0.06.
Right. 0.06, which is the same as what? Which is the same as what? 6%. All right, 6%. Okay, let's just go ahead and do 49 also. All right, is everybody okay with number 48? All right, let's look at.
What did you get? Oh, that's it. Oh, my bad.
49. The price of the manicure was $48 plus a 7.5%. Listen, guys, let me just do this real quick. I want you to omit this problem. This is gonna be for next week because I didn't do multiple percentages on the same test. That's gonna be next week. All right. So you can omit question 49. All right, omit question 49. All right. Now, what I want to do is I also want to talk to you about 50. All right. So let's say you're going into the store and you're going to buy something that costs $795, but it's advertised at 65% off. How much would you have to pay for it? How do I figure out how much I have to pay for it? Yeah, so that would be what? What'd I do?
So you would put $7.95,
Uh-huh.
and then you would do 100 minus 65.
Very good job, girl.
Point
What's 100 minus 65?
35, so you would do 0.35.
Yay, girl, I'm very proud of you. Hold up for a second. All right, so instead of paying 100%, you only have to pay what?
And then,
You only have to pay what percent?
so you only have to pay 35.
35%. So now I need you to tell me what 35% is.
So then that would equal to $278. And then that would equal $278.25.
Right. So let me get back up here now. And that would be, say it one more time.
$278.25.
Perfect. $278.25. What?
Why? How did you get a 35?
Normally you pay what?
100%.
And you get a discount of what? So how do you think I got 35? So why don't you do that on your calculator, make sure that's correct. Okay, so now listen to me, please. The cost is now only going to be what? Yeah, that's exactly right. However, yeah, you have to pay the tax now. All right, so you want to tell me how to do that?
So would you pay $278.25, and then would you and put $795 on it?
No. That's a good mistake, though. What do you think?
One.
Close.
1.05.
1 point.
808.
Yes, times 1.085. Because he has to pay, this now represents what? 100% of what he has to pay. But he has to pay tax, which is what? 8.5%, which means he has to pay 108.5%. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then this right here is 1.085. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
So if you didn't have to pay any tax, you would have to pay $278.25, right? But because you have to pay tax now, go ahead. Will, I want you to tell me what that answer is, since you told me what it was. Now remember, we're rounding to the nearest penny. 395 cents? 90? Okay. So somebody double check him on that. All right. What, Julian? Come on.
So you have like, do you get an answer? How did you get 1.85? or 1.0.
100 plus 8.5. What is that?
That's 108.
Just stop. Look up on the board. It's 108.5. This is why I'm frustrated. I think you should be able to follow that. From here, I wrote down 100% plus 8.5%. That's 108.5%. Then I put an arrow and said that's 1.085. And you said immediately, yeah, because you moved it 2 places to the left. That's what I'm trying to show you. You can do that. Follow along with me. Now, here is it. Listen to me, guys. This is what? 2 steps. So everybody agree? I want you to put 2 steps. That's going to be for what? For Monday. All right, so if you know how to do that, you're already ahead of the game. I'm expecting you to make 100 on the test tomorrow. Seriously. If you can do that, that's easy. All right? But we're not going to have a 2-step test tomorrow. All right? We're going to have more word problems on Monday through Friday next week. All right? Dealing with percentages. It's that important. Do you understand what I just said, right? So if you want, you can put omit here, but I really don't want you to omit that because I think you should understand that. Connor, does that make sense what I just said?
Yeah.
Right, girls? You understand what I'm saying? Right? That's not that hard. All right? But we didn't do that on one of the problems during the week, so we're going to leave that off. And same thing with 51, guys. That's a Monday problem. All right? I'm going to put that on Monday. All right? Last year I just was able to do the next section. All right? And I didn't get to the next section this year. Yes. You don't need to be sorry. Yes. So you want me to do 51 for you? All right. So 51, you would say that 2 furniture stores sells a recliner so let's just do what it says, okay? So we have time. So 2 furniture stores sell a recliner that's regular price is $360. Store A discounts the recliner $150, then adds 7.5% tax. So if I discounted $150, how much would it be? Right, because we did 360 minus 150. So the cost of the recliner would be 210, right? But then I need to add 7.5%. So I'd have to multiply that by 1.075. Do you agree with that? All right, so everybody multiply that by 1.075. And tell me what you got, Caroline. Oh, so that was your mistake then. I'm glad we found it. So let's go ahead. Tell me what it is, though. Somebody who's got a calculator. Go ahead, Caroline. $225 point what? 225.75. All right. Now, store B said they're going to do the tax first. All right, and then they're going to do the discounts. All right. So we have to do the tax first. So it'd be 360 times 1.075. And somebody tell me what 360 times 1.075 is. Did you do it? How much? 300 exactly? $387, right? Now we have to discount it by how much? So if I discount by 150, that would mean I'd have to pay what? To how much? So would you rather them discount it first, or would you rather pay the tax first? I would rather discount it first because it's going to cost you only what? Is everybody with me? Caroline, did that make sense to you now? You would want them to discount it first, right? All right, because you're paying more tax.
So,
Okay, so back to this problem right here. We wrote 24 equals n times 120.
you would multiply 24 times 20.
I'm undoing the multiplication. What do I do? Yeah, you have to divide by 120. Divide by 120. So n is equal to 0.2. Very good. 20%. You hear me? Max, what about 53? How do I do 53? How do I write that as an equation?
You do 5 divided by 16.
Okay, but you didn't write the equation like I said. On your test, you're going to write it out. 16. What does is mean?
16 equals.
Right? What percent? Wow, you're not listening. N. N. You're unknown. Right? The question is the variable. All right? Then of means to do what?
Divide.
Of means in math, multiply times 5.
Hey!
All right. Now, we have to do what?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We have to multiply.
I'm solving that equation. See, Max, this is what I'm saying. 52 and 53 are exactly the same. You're too smart. I just did 52. I would expect you to be able to easily tell me how to do 53 because you were paying attention. If you're not paying attention to 52, you can't do 53. It's the same problem.
Yeah, 16 over 5 equals
Wow. Divide by 5. Yes. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. So what is 16 divided by 5?
16. 3.2.
Now, that is a decimal. That's not a percent. So 3.2 is what percent?
32%.
Anybody else?
320%.
Come on, Max. Taking a day off is killing you. 320%. Right? You move the decimal to the right 2 spots. All right, or you multiply by 100. Yes, you're actually right. All right, but I want you to be able to set up the equation. Yes. Okay. Yeah, we're doing 54 right now. So it says, what is the percent of change in the price of gas from 2010 to 2011? Now this is in the United States, so I'm going to use what numbers? That's exactly right. Now do you remember how to find the percent of increase? What do I do?
$3.42 minus $2.70.
Nice work. 342 minus 270, and then?
That would give you 0.72 or 72%.
No.
No, 0.72.
And then?
Divide by $2.70.
Good job, buddy. Divide by 270, and that's going to give me the answer, which is?
26.
Exactly?
No.
Do 0.72 divided by 270. 0.72 divided by 2.70. All right, so what I would want you to do on this is I'd want you to say 26 and what? 2/3%. If you said 26.7%, I'm happy with that also. What?
Oh, why would you divide by 2.7?
Because that's how you do it. Whenever you want to find the percent of increase, it's the change divided by where you started. Change divided by the original amount. All right, let's take a look at 55. All right, it says the golf spot is having summer clearance. Payne wants to buy golf clubs that are discounted 55% off the original price. And the same golf clubs is discounted 65% off. Well, first of all, yeah, that's kind of a silly question. The cheaper one's going to be what? Yes. Now, so what's the better price though? So we would just take 124 and multiply it by what? But putters you would multiply it by, yeah. So take 124 times 0.35 because we already knew that was the right answer. So $43.40. All right, girls, you okay with that? All right, how do I set up the next one? 25 equals, yes, very good, 0.8 in. Yes, and what's 25 divided by 0.8? What is it? Yes, 31.25. I'm totally happy with that. All right, and of course there's in 31.25, so we'd say 31.3. You okay with that?
Oh,
Yeah, because it's rounding. All right. Now, 57, Julia, go ahead. Yes, it is. Good job. Yes, it is. Good job. Is everybody okay with that? Very good. All right, let's read 58. On a family vacation, Rollins' family drove 480 miles from Cincinnati, Ohio to Charlotte, North Carolina. His dad drove 65% of the way, and his mom drove 20%. Yes. If his sister drove the remaining, listen, guys, I'm sorry about this. This is going to be on Monday. All right. Sorry about that. So there's 2. All right, there's 2. So let's make sure you see that. We're going to do that on Monday. All right. So 58, yes, it's multi-step. That's why we're just going to go ahead and wait till Monday. Yes. All right, so what do I have to do on that? Beautiful. And what do I get? Very nice, 70.8. Anybody have any questions with that? All right, let's check out 60 now. How many high school students are there? There are 222. And it said how many favored football? Well, 22% did. All right, so look. 22% did football. All right, preferred football. So now the question is how many students? Would it make sense that it was 1,000? Especially if there's only what?
222.
Right, so that's way out of the question. So we could cross B out. Now if you wanted to, 22% is pretty close to what? 20%. Right? So 10% would be how many students? 22 students, right? So 22% would be around.
I would say 38.
Why are you saying 38? It's the kind of thing I'm saying. I don't understand what you're doing. You're too smart to be doing that. I said 10% is how much, guys? 10% equals 22. So 20% would be around what? Around 44. So the answer would have to be what?
49.
49. Or you can just say 0.22 times 220. Can somebody do that? Use a calculator for me. Oh yeah, that's what I said, 222. Thank you. Pretty close. So what is it?
48.4.
Yeah, 48.84, something along those lines. Alrighty. Continue on. Now it says there are what? 284 high school students. Alright. Now you want how many for football? So, 0.32 times what?
284.
Good job, guys. 0.32 times 284, and tell me what that is. So that would be about 91.
Oh,
Any questions? All right, let's look at the next one. All right. It says, the table shows the results of a survey. What percent of the people chose orange as their favorite? Well, how many oranges are there? How many people favored orange? 11. Now, the problem is we don't know how many. So, is that right, 79? So, how many people liked orange? 11 out of 79. Wait a minute. 0.139, is that what you said?
2.
Yes. So then you're roughly what percent?
13.
Good. That's what I want to hear from you guys. That's not that hard, right? Not hard at all. On this one, it was just a pain because you had to do what to the numbers? You have to add them up first because you need the total. So make sure you're hearing what I'm saying. All right, percentage is part to whole. All right, so you always need the total. What? Try that and see.
Oh.
Was it 78 or 79?
79. Oh, yeah, that's 79.
Okay, I just wrote 78. All right, so for 63. All right, go ahead, Julia. I'll let you lead us. Go.
Okay, for 63.
Yeah.
So it'd be 26.6 equals 10 times 53.2.
Yeah, I'm really proud of you on that, girl. What did you get? Yeah, double check it. 26.6. That's right. 0.5 is the same as 50%. I don't know, Sebastian. All right. I want you to concentrate now. All right. What, Sebastian? 64.
So 36.3
Yes.
equals 22 times 10.
Yep. 36.3 equals n times 22. So now what do I have to do?
36.3 divided by 22.
Yep. What is that?
I know.
1.65, which means 165%, because it's a decimal. All right. Julian, set up 65, please.
This one.
What am I doing?
So it's going to be, so it's going to be 14 equals, or it's n equals
What type of 14?
14 times 85. And that's so you're just gonna
Far that out.
n equals 0.14 times 84.
Yep.
That's gonna be 11.76.
Very good. All right. Now, on this one's kind of a little different than we've seen in the past. So let's take a look at this. We're still asking for the percent of increase, right? And the percent of increase, remember, was the change divided by the original. The change divided by the original. The problem here is, what is the change? Does everybody agree with that? They're kind of trying to trick you here. There was a what? Change. And they told you 42. Right? So it'd be 42 over, what did he start with? What did he start with? Don't listen to him. Started with what? 30. So it's 42 divided by 30. All right, so do 42 divided by 30. 1.4, which would be the same as what? 140%. All right, and you're increasing. You guys okay with that? Girls, you understand what I'm saying? They tricked you on this one sometimes because they gave you the change. Instead of you having to subtract, they already gave it to you. All right? Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Okay, find the selling price if a store pays $4.50 for a package of lunch meat and the markup is 40%. All right? So what do I have to do on this one? All right, yes. What am I going to do?
You multiply. Well, you have to move the decimal 2 spaces to the off because
Okay.
0.4 and 1.5.
So do that for me.
And you get 1.8, and you have to add that to.
Yes, very good. That's correct. Now, what was the quick way to do that, though? Somebody tell me a quicker way to do that? Because what he did was he just found the percent markup, so he multiplied 45 or 4.5 times 4.4 to get the markup of $1.80. But you could have done what if you were paying attention to me yesterday? What could I have done? Yes. Yes, 1.4. Everybody do that. 4.5 times 1.4. Everybody do 4.5 times 1.4. Well, what does that come up to be?
6.3.
Yes. Do you see that? All right, two options. What? Because 100% plus 40% equals 140%, which is 1.4. Okay? All right, a few more problems, guys. 68. Find the selling price if the store pays $14 for a kite and the markup is 25%. So I'd like for you to do it the quick way here. Sebastian, what am I going to do? Exactly, 14 times 1.25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So what did you get 14 times 1.25? $17.50. E. Mark E.
Oh,
Oh, so there's it wasn't on there. Oh, was that one line down?
Find the selling price of the store pays All right. Is that time to go now? All right. You got 2 more problems. Hey, listen, guys. Study what I told you to.